Artificial intelligence can help you take your trade show experience to the next level. We use EXselling, which is a process of helping buyers sell themselves. Most buyers are better at buying than salespeople are at selling, and many buyers today are actually better at selling than salespeople are. And in the trade show experience, artificial intelligence is proving itself to be a valuable tool. Now remember, artificial intelligence doesn't replace anything. It's a sales tool, just like any other sales tool. Artificial intelligence can help you engage the customer. We know that a trade show is a sensory experience, and sometimes it involves all five senses. Sight. There's a lot to look at in a trade show. Sound. There's a lot to hear. Some booths and exhibitors are generating additional sounds. Feel or touch. Well, we know our feet are going to feel it, but we also want to engage the customer once they're in the booth with touch. Maybe a touch screen, maybe an interactive PowerPoint or an interactive video or an interactive PDF. In fact, if you want to follow up with a visitor after the trade show, send them an interactive PDF. You'll engage them once again. In this video, we're going to look at the first step in a trade show, and that's how to attract the visitor to your booth. We're going to look at how artificial intelligence can help you develop better processes for causing that visitor walking down the aisle to step into your booth and how to engage them more thoroughly. Let's take a look. How to use artificial intelligence to be even more successful at your next trade show. When we look at the trade show scenario, it's a busy environment, and people are typically asking the same questions, maybe with a little bit of deviation. So how can you differentiate yourself very early with each visitor and people who may be just walking past your booth? Well, here are the objectives. First of all, you want to get their attention, obviously, and then cause them to act, cause them to do something. Visit your booth, watch a presentation, listen to some information. To do that, you will need to use the opening question. This is a very formal sales tool. It's a precise sales tool. It will make your questions stand out from everyone else's. Here are the rules for developing an opening question. First of all, it cannot mention your products or your services. As excited as you are about a new offering or some change, you don't talk about your products or services, whatever you're there to exhibit initially. And you cannot mention your company or your organization. As wonderful as your company is, maybe you're Six Sigma ISO certified, you're doing all kinds of wonderful stuff in quality, you still don't talk about that in your opening question, and you cannot talk about yourself. Regardless of how many people you have helped with your products and your services, no matter how many problems you've solved, you still cannot mention yourself. So what's left to talk about? Them. The person you're eye to eye with in the booth, that's what you're going to talk about, and it must be something they've never heard before. How are you going to do that? Well, let's ask AI and see if they can help. AI for booth success is the topic of this video, and we go to our AI machine, our AI platform, and begin by asking for basic instructions. We would probably want to do this weeks before the trade show so that we can begin to prepare our minds and maybe our scripts, maybe even do some role play. And then just prior to the show, we're going to ask the AI engine or machine to give us some specific direction. The first instruction I would give is write 5 ways to stay energetic in a trade show. You'll see some good ideas there about rest, of course, and diet, but you'll also see some other information you may not have thought of. Then, ask your AI source for 10 ways to attract visitors to a trade show booth. Now, this is generic. We're not talking about your industry, your market, just in general, what are 10 ways to attract visitors to a booth? You'll hear some ideas there that you may be able to use. Now, don't use the ideas just as AI is giving them to you. Instead, use that to stimulate creativity in your mind, in your organization, and come up with your own ideas. Then here's the big one. Ask AI to write 10 humorous ways or 10 poignant ways or 10 important ways to attract a visitor to mention your company or your industry trade show booth. Now we're asking AI to be specific. We're asking them to give us some detailed information. Again, whatever ideas they give you, don't use them verbatim. Instead, use them to stimulate your own ideas. At the end of day one, discuss whatever worked best with the other people in your booth. What worked best for one person may not work at all for another person, so discuss with each other what worked best and use the results to have AI generate even more questions. This will keep you fresh. This will keep you alert. Use as many of these as you can all day long. The ones that work for you, use them again. The ones that don't work for you, try them 2 or 3 times. If they still don't work, then you can drop them. And update your list of questions daily. Remember, we want to keep it fresh. We want to keep it impromptu. And remember, teach others.